Jacksonville Jaguars fans, welcome into Duval Daily, presented by GenJag.com. I'm Jordan DeLuga. Thanks so much for being here Wednesday, October 22nd. Right now, we're talking about Trevor Lawrence, and he has been the hottest topic in Jacksonville this week by a wide margin amongst fans, media, you name it. Everybody's talking about Trevor Lawrence and what he's doing for the Jaguars. The 4-3 Jaguars heading into their bye week, coming off of two really disappointing losses against two really good teams. One was completely embarrassing against the Rams. One was embarrassing in other ways, but not fully embarrassing. I mean, you were still within a score of winning or tying that game against the Seahawks. So we're going to talk about how Trevor Lawrence is playing right now, how Liam Cohen thinks Trevor Lawrence is playing, how I think Trevor Lawrence is playing, what he needs to improve on, and just overall kind of a progress report for Trevor Lawrence 7 weeks in, heading into the bye week. I will tell you, based on how I think about Trevor Lawrence, if you're just a Trevor Lawrence hater and you don't want to hear anything good about Trevor, go ahead and turn the video off. If you are someone who wants to hear the good, the bad, the ugly, intellectually honest discussion about Trevor Lawrence, that's what we're going to get into. Really appreciate you being here. If you enjoy the content, please like and subscribe. Don't forget to check out GenJag.com. Pick up some new Duval gear. Get one of these cool little stickers with every order. Really appreciate y'all's support. So Trevor Lawrence, we'll start with where Liam Cohen's at when he was asked about Trevor Lawrence on Monday. Said when you look at the last 3 weeks, he's being clean with the ball, which is very true. He's not turning the ball over. The one interception that the Jaguars have had over the last 3 weeks was really a play that probably should have been called pass interference. And Liam Cohen didn't go as far as to say that, but he said, that was a tough call. So yeah, he's been clean with the ball, which Liam Cohen's happy about that. I'm happy about that. The Jaguars, he said, they're asking him to throw the ball too much, and not because of not liking when Trevor Lawrence is throwing the ball, but because you have to stay balanced in this league. The Jaguars are not running the ball enough over the last 3 weeks. He said Lawrence and the entire offense have to start faster in games. I agree. They scored early against the Seahawks, and they didn't do a whole lot after that to score. Some of that was, the kicking woes, and some of that had its part to play against the Rams as well. But I agree. Overall, the entire offense has to start faster, including Trevor Lawrence. You go back to play number 1 against the Rams. Travis Hunter's open. For whatever reason, he doesn't make the throw. Takes a sack. That's the type of thing. And then, you see penalties very early in the game, and then you see drops very early in the game. And so all of these things compound. But I agree 100% Trevor Lawrence has to start faster. So does the rest of this offense. And then he said, we've got to make the easy ones easy, which is to say, not just on Trevor. When there are short throws that need to be made, Trevor Lawrence has got to make them, and the receivers have to catch the ball. That goes both ways. I think both parties have been guilty. Absolutely. He's missed some easy ones. He's made some easy ones, and then the receivers don't catch it. So it's all hands on deck trying to improve this, in my opinion. I think Trevor just needs to continue to grow in this new offense. Everybody's like, it's year 5, right? It's year 5. This is the first year in a real big boy offense for Trevor Lawrence. Real, high level NFL offense, high level intense quarterback coaching. He has changed his footwork. He's changed his mechanics. He's changed the language he speaks on offense. All that stuff, the protections, the communication at the line. He's growing. So he's got to continue to grow. I really think Liam Cohen's assessment was pretty much right on the money. He's given Trevor Lawrence a lot of praise. Not necessarily in that Monday presser, but throughout the season, he has been very complimentary of Trevor. Getting more comfortable, making decisions, better decisions earlier in games and more consistently. To me, that's what he really needs to improve on, and just and continuing to grow his comfortability within this offense. But Trevor Lawrence is scoring touchdowns. He's throwing for a lot of yards. He's taking care of the ball. He's making big time throws, high average depth of target, all that stuff. But it's still not quite good enough. It still needs to continue to improve. And it's not like he just needs to get to this level and then he's good. It's like he needs to continue to level up in this offense the entire time he's in this offense, which for the best possible outcome for the Jaguars, Trevor Lawrence is in this offense for a very long time, with Liam Cohen and Trevor Lawrence continuing to level up together as head coach and quarterback, offensive mind and quarterback. But he's really not the only issue in any way, shape, or form. And in my opinion, over the last 3 weeks specifically, he hasn't been a primary issue. Where does everything else need to improve? Penalties and drops are killing them. Absolutely killing them. I think not running the ball stems from the penalties, because you have a pre-snap penalty, you get into 1st and 15 or 2nd and 10 or whatever it is. That puts you in a position where you don't really want to run the ball, or even if you do run the ball, it's not going to be all that effective. And if 1st and 15 and you get 4 yards, you're at 2nd and 11. I mean, what's the point? And then the drops. I mean, the drops are unbelievable. The Jaguars are leading the NFL in drops. There are not very many teams close to them in drops. But again, I think not running the ball stems from the penalties. And then, so you have the penalties, pre-snap, post-snap, holding, whatever it may be, lining up improperly, that sets you behind the change, and then you're forced to throw the ball. And then that leads to defenses just being able to tee off on you and pin their ears back because they know you're not running the ball. So it's like all kind of a cycle, and it all works together to negatively impact the Jaguars' offense. And so it'd be one thing if you just had the penalties. It'd be another thing if you just weren't able to run the ball that effectively. It'd be another thing if you just had a team that dropped the ball a lot. But you have all three of those things happening right now. And Trevor not being consistent enough decision-making wise. All of those are happening. And that's just tough. That's tough to live with. But I will tell you, again, I don't think Trevor Lawrence's play over the last 3 weeks has been problematic. Have there been moments where you're like, yeah, we would like to have that better? Yes. Almost every quarterback in the league right now is having those moments. Okay, there's several quarterbacks who probably aren't having those moments, and we can talk about those quarterbacks right now. There's some quarterbacks playing elite football, but there's not a lot of them. And so, like right now, we're not talking about Trevor Lawrence being a top 5 quarterback or something like that. We're talking about Trevor Lawrence being a functional NFL quarterback, which I think he absolutely has been the last 3 weeks. And what you want is to improve the consistency to get to a point where you're not just functional, you're doing a lot of things really, really well. I do think he's doing some things well. But I mean, yeah, you can look at some quarterbacks over the last 3 weeks that have been doing a good job. And we'll do that right now. So from weeks 4 through 7, Drake May has been fantastic. Sam Darnold, Jalen Hurts has been very good, and they're coming off a big time performance. Matthew Stafford crushing it. To me, Aaron Rodgers, they're kind of running a cupcake offense a little bit, but he's doing some good things. Dak Prescott's playing great ball. Daniel Jones has been very consistent. Outside of that, and Patrick Mahomes obviously playing great ball. Outside of that, there's not a lot of quarterbacks playing more consistent football than Trevor Lawrence right now. There's just not. So, that's a few guys that are playing really consistently, but this is a league right now where there's not a lot of players playing very consistently over the last 3 weeks. Now, over those last 3 weeks, which is, again, Chiefs, Seahawks, Rams, he's top 10 in total touchdowns among quarterbacks, right? He has 6 touchdowns. He's top 10 in passing yards, right? He is top 10 in big time throws. He only has 2 turnover worthy plays, which is top 10. He only has 1 interception, which is top 10. His run game has been non-existent. He has been sacked the most times in football during that stretch, and his receivers lead the NFL over the course of the season in drops, but also over the course of the last 3 weeks in catchable passes that were not hauled in. And Brian Thomas Jr. is 83 of 83, bottom of the league when it comes to catchable passes that were not caught. By the way, his defense, Jacksonville Jaguars defense over the last 3 weeks, has allowed 27.6 points per game, which would put them at the 5th worst defense in points allowed per game over the course of the season. The defense has been really a big problem as well. I mean, a lot negative has been going on. There's not a lot of areas that you can look at a singular position right now for the Jaguars and say that over the last 3 weeks, they've been performing at a top 10 rate in a lot of different metrics. And Trevor Lawrence has been, again, top 10 among quarterbacks in total touchdowns over the last 3 weeks, top 10 in passing yards, top 10 in big time throws, bottom 10 or, top 10 in turnover worthy plays, only 2. Top 10 in interceptions, only 1. There are a lot of issues with the Jaguars right now, and Trevor Lawrence is not playing perfect football. He's not playing super clean football and consistent football. He's playing a lot better than a lot of the rest of the team is right now. That's a fact. He needs to take the easy ones and make the easy ones easy, as Liam Cohen put it. He needs to start faster. He needs to continue to grow in the system. Even with all that, he is far from the Jaguars' biggest problem right now. I firmly believe that. And with that, we'll wrap it up. Really appreciate y'all being here. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk about Trevor Lawrence. Statistically, he's made strides over this year. He has made strides the last 3 weeks. The rest of the team seems to be falling apart. Really appreciate you being here. If you enjoy the content, please like and subscribe. Y'all have a good one.